Gaza, a small strip of land home to over 2 million people, is now the epicenter of one of the worst humanitarian crises of our time. The United Nations has confirmed the unthinkable. Famine has begun. Families are starving, aid is blocked, and the world is watching. Since the conflict reignited, over 60,000 lives have been lost. But now, hunger, silent, invisible, and merciless, has become the deadliest weapon of all. On July 29, 2025, the United Nations made it official. Gaza now meets 2 of the 3 criteria for famine. Over 20% of the population faces extreme food shortages, and 1 in 3 children suffers acute malnutrition. For humanitarian experts, this wasn't a surprise. For months, aid groups warned of collapsing food supplies and hospitals overwhelmed by starving patients. But the official declaration marked a grim milestone. Gaza was no longer on the brink of famine. It was already here. Behind the headlines are staggering numbers. More than 60,000 dead. 90% of aid flights denied landing permissions. Convoys of food and medicine turned back at border checkpoints. And inside Gaza, families survive on a handful of rice, if they're lucky. Yesterday, I boiled rice for my children. Today, we have nothing left. Ahmed, father of 4. Every carton of baby formula is gone in minutes. Children cry for food they've never tasted. Dr. Amal, volunteer physician. Hospitals report that 1 in 5 children under 5 now show signs of kwashiorkor, or marasmus, severe life-threatening malnutrition.
The blockade on aid is as much a weapon as any missile. Overland crossings remain under strict Israeli control. Aid trucks wait for hours, sometimes days, before being turned back. Even when trucks enter Gaza, distribution networks are broken, warehouses destroyed, and roads bombed. Air aid missions fare no better. Reports confirm that 9 out of every 10 humanitarian flights have been denied landing permission in Israeli-controlled airspace. Journalists, too, face intimidation and arrests. Some are prevented from filming starving families, while others are silenced entirely. As a result, the world sees only fragments of the crisis.
Starvation has become a weapon. Slow, deliberate, and devastating. By restricting food and aid, an entire population is being weakened without a single bullet fired. For many, the war isn't just in the skies or on the ground. It's on their dinner tables, in their empty pantries, and in their children's sunken eyes. In conflicts throughout history, famine has been a byproduct of war. In Gaza, many argue it has become a strategy. The UN and NGOs accuse parties to the conflict of violating international law, which prohibits the deliberate starvation of civilians as a method of warfare. But accountability? That remains elusive. The declaration of famine should have been a turning point, yet global reaction has been muted. Resolutions are debated, statements are issued, but meaningful action? Absent. The World Food Program calls for unrestricted humanitarian access. NGOs demand immediate ceasefires to deliver aid, but borders remain closed and the crisis deepens. Some nations send emergency supplies, but without safe corridors, much of the aid never reaches those who need it. The silence of powerful states, whether through inaction or diplomatic caution, has left Gaza's civilians with little hope. Statistics can feel distant, but behind every number is a life cut short, a child weakened by hunger, a parent forced to choose which meal to skip. Ahmed, a father of 4, tells us,
I never imagined I would count rice grains to feed my children, but now, every day, I choose who eats first. Dr. Amal, one of the last remaining volunteer physicians in Khan Yunis, says, "We can treat wounds. We cannot treat hunger without food."